Tembalame, Sanje Rinpoche, Kyobalame, Tamche Rinpoche, Dembalame, Gendu Rinpoche, Kamne, Kunjo Sumla, Kuchasal. She, Gosum Kubachembu, Chosumla, Kuja, Wandu Drube Gone, Tering der Che du Chibu Yawe, Kamgun Yawe Yasap, Tonko Shirichembo, Kabji Yasap Rinpoche Chodang. Kabji Yunga Minjurumbuche, Domzun de Nunzamba, Kenjan Rutu Rumbuche Chogi, Kamni Gendun de Vajazutang, Shanyang, Sane Digi Shongdang, Shongjil Mayimbe Tsogdetang, Gonde Kage, Mixel Kunjan Nambatang, Tedin Jinda Pomayongla, Kaju Molam Chim, Lenzi Yongi, Tsapshudi, Tomar Tashidele Shujuyin.
The unsurpassable teacher is the precious Buddha. The unsurpassable protector is the precious true Dharma. The unsurpassable guide is the precious Sangha. I prostrate to the three jewels, the sources of refuge. To begin, I would like to extend my greetings to Kyabje Goshi Gyaltsab Rinpoche, Kyabje Mingyur Rinpoche, the great scholar, Khenchen Lodro Dunya Rinpoche, the entire monastic Sangha, as well as our special guests, local and governmental officials, representatives of local monasteries and organizations, to all the faithful lay people gathered here from all over the world. Tashidele.
无上导师佛陀宝，无上救护正法宝，无上引领僧伽宝，顶礼最胜三宝尊。如是先行至诚顶礼三宝后，谨问候驾临晚会之尊贵国师迦查仁波切、尊贵永给敏就仁波切，以及尊贵堪谦洛久顿由仁波切为主的所有与会上师、主古、堪布、善知识、僧伽大众与一切具信坛乐法友们，大家吉祥如意。
大连各具莫lâm切莫，听苏州话了不得这边他妈的给我。Marme Monlam ji, lerem unzu shugila, zerem tangbo, yargun chilin ji rangsu, chikdo debe dani, drupje tempe tsugnur, pal jawe angbo, sanje kamaba, ujen jawe nyugun rondo chilin kunja wangu doji choki, drongu kajube molam chemo, 听说主本，这位没啥个老不人不接，年轻人呢，谁能决议？
This evening, we have the concluding event of the 36th Kaju Monlam, the virtue in the end, the Marme Monlam. Our program will begin with a video message for all of us gathered here tonight at the 36th Kaju Monlam from the embodiment of the activity of all the victors, the glorious Jawang Karmapa, Ojin Trinli Dorje.
第36届噶举大祈愿法会后善活动点灯祈愿晚会正式开始。首先要为您播放的是由诸佛事业总集于一身之实修传承领袖、尊贵的第17世大宝法王噶玛巴乌金钦列多杰为第36届噶举大祈愿法会所录制的教导。
国师加查仁波切以及世界各地的巨信大众们，首先我在这里向大家问候，愿各位吉祥如意。 尤其今年祈愿法会的主要功德主是来自聂乡地区的僧俗二众。大家都知道，聂乡这个地方，在弥勒日巴大师的时候，曾有一段关于猎人金刚护的故事。 其中主人公就是来自聂乡，由此聂乡与噶举传承便衍生出一段特殊的因缘。另外，我曾看过第6世夏玛仁波切写的《尼泊尔游记》，其中他在路经聂乡到尼泊尔的部分中，对聂乡人很是赞美，说聂乡人非常虔诚、善良、十分优秀等等。就我个人来说， 99年，我从西藏出来的时候，途经聂乡，那时有一座山叫做透让山、透让喇，是一座很高很陡峭的山，感觉怎么都爬不到的山顶。当时感到非常辛苦。因此，对于聂乡，我有着不寻常的回忆和情感。这次，你们不只是做了财富物质上的供养，也身体力行的做出许多贡献，比如倒茶、搬运布置、清洁会场等等，所有大小事情都不辞辛劳，做了各种的奉献。
히말라야 주기기 양주다지 미지신다즈에 로종신이야 문도스 배양주 젠종기 라디미디 우주요아래 제전을 양주 마음벌레 그유mon람기 진다체 근데 차례 나토냐 구도와 다는 신 주례야래 다는 신기 배율을지 Tobo Saro, Tanan Nurisaro, Sumsaro, De for Lumbagueva. Then Kanzu Mongol to the Chetuna. I just saw Nubaye in the Chetuna. I will. The Avion Sarasam, Karasan, someone young Songology. Mirror me uni. She Takanda, Song Pinju, Tumu, whichever you tell me. Charlie, you in Dustana. And Council in the J. Kayumon Korea, Missy, Kogab, Lenche, and the Lagar Chetuna, or Loyu between you, Deva, Chichare, some Chandu. And Chita Chevetari, Kayumon, Songonia, Changun, Siduruchi, taking about to pep to narrow cheese, and Ranki, Mintone, Nishu. Pubi na rubuchi di kasho tamate peptoba chumason deni industane en kelchi kezer rubuchi ya yang dene be ngare anilo ibile songoyle peverje dalu yang garte ya bar songoyle perochiste so nende pune rubuchi ki sheshenang bato masu tari ngusu dene malong munju kabya Jesse Gawaja Slange Torwan Samun Ze. The net Hanashi Mushi Kablea, Rojan Tundumi Gati Samunane, Bemisita, and that Kusibo Geshimbonason, the Indusan Telea, the Jerry Kashua Kayuba Yonda, Habarto Kayumonam. Monlam Dirsoyon qui s'abshuine, Monsieur Usgadilame de Cheshuayi, and a Habardo Tari, Azuka Yumonum Delia, gave us some Chikarchosna, in a Sagini or Chuturki, Ada, and Sijumbuchi, Chogi, the ne Monondru Gablia, Chazin Kangamik, Gati, Samotzenam, and Jumbuchi, then Yaki, Rawa. Shuvan singing, the water and told me but Chumatelea, Nintaba to Chichi, Gadici, Shuatusi. Ta une sena, Kayu Monam di, Aje Luigi Tuziki, Tagayu Begi, Taji Kashway, Churchogi, Chaw Kitchen Shadi or Thin Ta. Tabarchi Ting, Kayuman Tingilia, Araja Tuma Somebody Telea, Longu Chemboye, the Industan at the report of the Tuesday, Samonia, Quansi Shuatan, Jidan Sevin, Nani, Jida Juicy Begi, Dam Julia, Ramsalale, Chulu Sose, Chudusane, and the Chugu had a Latin of someone ever young who city. This. That person can heavy Hindustan, Mara, Yavar Jandu, Chambu. Mashi, Tingelia, Jindu Juan Tangolea, Canada Lamandro Holia, Kusi, Jahalia, Rotuna, some Tesson, Chosini, Jamurumsi, Yunubu, Shenjia Masu, Shenjia. Sambat of Jita, Danas, Jashum, Beauty, Kashish Tuxie, and go Gamer Shuakashi, Chesa, Kusin Rotuna, some Tesson. Ineata, Tommy Kinser and other give up Sabatic Basi of Inza, Bas Nimbo, Bas Nimbo Summer.
To them. I went there. And I told them that I needed to turn in the old travel document, and I further requested them to grant me a visa and my new passport. But the people in that office said that they were not authorized to do so. I needed to ask the offices in Delhi about it. There was a lot of back and forth, which took a bit of time, and in the end, I could not get these things done. After this, I was supposed to go to Canada, but was unable to. Still, I was thinking that I must attend this meeting of the heads of the lineages. In the end, this meeting was postponed due to the passing of the head of the Nyingma lineage, Kato Gyetse Rinpoche. All this work around the passport was not getting cleared up, so I thought to set it aside and take it easy for a while. I wasn't feeling that well physically, and thought to rest and do some retreat. I thought it would be good to not rush things around the passport, but to work on it carefully. Up to this point, I have not been able to return, but we continue our conversations with the Indian government, and I will return to India just as quickly as I can to see all of you. So there's a custom of having a special address on the last day of the Monlam. However, I don't have anything special to share, but I would like to encourage all of you. I have had the actual task of looking over the Monlam since 2004. And thus far, more than 10 years have passed, and many things have changed on many fronts. I think there have been many positive changes, many changes for the better. I consider the most important adaptation to be concerning the behavior and conduct of the monastics. As best we can, we put into practice the teachings from the Vinaya of the true Dharma. We have done a lot of work to increase understanding in this area. You all know the reason for this. There are many who become monks and nuns in Tibet and India, Nepal, Bhutan, and so forth. But of those who do, many do not well understand what it means to be a monk or what it means to be a nun. Further, even after ordaining, there are not very many who know about the various vows to be kept. And for that reason, we have no choice but to inform our monastics about this. Otherwise, we will just be monastics in name without being so in reality. We need to know the inner meaning of ordination. Especially, many think that after ordination, or that according to the Vinaya, there are many things that ordinary people are allowed to do that monastics can no longer do. They think there are many things that are not allowed, that it's like a bunch of rules. But really, the vows of ordination are not just rules or a list of things we can't do. What is more important than this is desiring or striving for liberation, or having this mind of renunciation. This mind of renunciation is very important, as it should be unfabricated, meaning that one shouldn't need to try to generate it. It should arise naturally from within. When it's like that, we call it unfabricated. If that arises in an unfabricated way in our being, we have what we call the ethical conduct of renunciation, or perfectly pure vows. If we don't give rise to this, we won't have perfectly pure vows, or the ethical conduct of renunciation. For this reason, the vows of ordination are not just an outer form or a ritual of body and speech. In truth, The essence of the inner meaning is the generation of this mind that desires liberation and the mind of unfabricated renunciation. In his teachings, the Kadampa spiritual friend Potoa said that, first, he received novice and full ordination from an abbot, but it was later, when following the old shamanera of Ratreng, that he really received the vows of ordination. Now this old shamanera of Ratreng is Jomtompa. Jomtompa was a layperson, a householder. So it was from a layperson that he actually received the novice and full monastic vows. What did he mean by that? It was based on the kindness of Jomtompa that he generated the mind of renunciation. And it's based on generating this mind of renunciation that one receives the true vows, or the perfectly pure vows, the ethical conduct of the vow of renunciation. The vows that he received before were just the outer appearance of receiving the vows. He had not received the inner essence of the vows, the life force of the vows. This illustrates a very important critical point. The vows are not received merely through the outer form. What we really need in order to receive the true vows comes from this inner essence. Take me, for example. Until I was 7, from the Western way of counting, I stayed with my family. Once I was recognized, first in the presence of the Jo statue in Lhasa, Chamgon Sita Rinpoche and Kyabche Gyaltsen Rinpoche, ceremonially cut my hair. In truth, during the hair-cutting ceremony, one receives the Upasika vow of threefold refuge. It's part of the Upasika or lay vows. At that time, I was very young and didn't really understand what it was the two Rinpoches were giving me. It was more like a show for those gathered. But it was the Upasika vow of the threefold refuge. So I had not received anything but the Upasika vows, and didn't even receive the full Upasika vows either. It was really just the threefold refuge vow. Drupin Dechun Rinpoche was alive at that time. He told me that since I was the Karmapa, my situation was special, and that it would be okay for me to wear monk's robes. So, from that time forward, I wore the robes, even though I didn't have any vows of ordination. After I had come to India in 2002, Kyabche Tengyur Rinpoche gave me some advice. He said that up to now, you have not received any vows of ordination, and it would be good if you did so. The first vow you should take is the Barma Rapchung, or the intermediate ordination. That was the first time I had heard of intermediate ordination. It's said that the 16th Gyalwang Karmapa received this intermediate ordination from the Dalai Lama. So it was thought that it would be good if I received this ordination from His Holiness Dalai Lama. I was further advised that it would be good for me to receive the vows of novice and full ordination from Chamgon Sita Rinpoche and Kyabche Gyaltsen Rinpoche, since I should receive the vows according to our Kagyu tradition. We shared this advice and thinking with Chamgon Sita Rinpoche and Kyabche Gyaltsen Rinpoche, and they agreed that it was very good. Then a message was given via Lobsang Jinpa. the secretary of His Holiness's private office, to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, requesting him to grant the vows of intermediate ordination, explaining that since I had to uphold the lineage of the vows of our Kagyu tradition, there was a plan for me to receive the vows of novice and full ordination from Shamgon Sidram Rinpoche and Kyabche Gyaltsum Rinpoche in the future. His Holiness received the message and consented. Then, in 2002, when I was 16, His Holiness granted me the vow of intermediate ordination. On the day when he did so, he gave me both the vow of intermediate ordination and novice monk's vows at the same time. Our request was only for the intermediate ordination, but he gave both ordinations to me. He must have had a special reason for doing so. Though at the time, my thought was to first receive the intermediate ordination and to later receive the novice ordination from Sidram Rinpoche and Gyaltsum Rinpoche, but His Holiness gave me both of them. There was some talk within our lineage of the importance of me taking the vows according to our own tradition, and that it wouldn't be quite right to do otherwise. But at the time, to be honest, I hadn't studied the Vinaya much. In actuality, the vow of intermediate ordination is not the actual monastic vows. It's really just permission to wear the robes, the symbol of religious ordination. One sets aside the clothes of a layperson and takes up the symbolic robes of ordination. But it's not actual ordination. After this, much time passed. I had some doubts about whether I should receive the novice vows according to our Kagyu tradition or not, and I was wondering what to do about full ordination. Then I also became very busy with the work of the Kagyu Monlam. Later, as I studied the Vinaya and my understanding of it increased, I felt like my formal way of approaching the vows was not quite correct. I thought my previous manner of taking them was not right, and that if I wanted to really receive the vows in a pure way, I should start again, from the beginning. Especially if one wants to receive the vows purely into one's being, one needs a stable mind of renunciation as one's being. Without this, it would be difficult to keep the vows in a stable manner. It's like we're just following the custom of taking monks' or nuns' vows. But it's actually very rare that one thinks deeply about this and wishes from the depths of one's being to ordain. I think many people must be wondering and talking about why I have not taken full ordination by now. From my side, the main thing is that if the mind of renunciation has not truly arisen, the novice and full monk's vows will not be this ethical conduct that longs for liberation. It would be difficult for them to result in perfectly pure ethical conduct, though there must be some benefit from holding the vows anyway. Further, these modern times are unlike how it was before. The eras of the past masters were different. These days there are lots of fluctuations, a lot of outer developments, and many inner and outer causes for distraction. Take me as an example. Not only do I have to think about the Dharma, I have to be concerned with politics. I meet many different kinds and nationalities of people, and I'm involved in other avenues of learning. This creates a great deal of busyness and distraction. In truth, in such a situation, it's difficult to have a stable mind of renunciation and a mind stable with longing for liberation. And without these, it's difficult to hold the vows in a completely pure way. Later, I came to understand this. For this reason, I am striving to generate this stable mind of renunciation in my being. In the future, even if it's difficult to do so in some exalted way, if I can generate this stable mind of renunciation to some degree, I feel like I will be able to receive the vows of individual liberation in a wondrous and complete way. Then, at the time of death, if I can die with the support of ordination, I feel like my mind would be at ease. This is the high hope that I hold for myself, and the reason that things have been as they are up to now. In short, the main point that I want to make is that the activities of the three foundations of the Vinaya are very important. In general, in the Vinaya text, they talk of many things to be done, and these three foundations are critical. Some time ago, I was thinking that it would be excellent if we could perform these three foundational practices in a wondrous and complete fashion. I did some thorough research into this. These days in our various monasteries, it seems it would be very difficult to assemble the conditions to perform these three foundations in a complete way. I think that if there were an institution that focused intently on the Vinaya, and if there were just 1% of those monks who practiced Vinaya from the depths of their beings, maybe we could do it. But in the monasteries these days, it would be difficult to perfectly perform these three foundational practices. When we look at the source texts, all we see are all the things that aren't right in what we do. We don't see many examples of what we're doing correctly. From one perspective, it must be that there's a large gap between our hopes and the way things are in actuality. We can wish for whatever we want, but that doesn't mean that it will manifest in reality. We can do the best we can, but sometimes our wishes and the reality of the situation just seem to get farther and farther apart. We experience that difficulty at times. But in any case, if there were assemblies of monks holding the Vinaya as it was done in the past, the tradition of the vows could be propagated and the three foundational practices could be practiced in an excellent and complete manner. It's actually indispensable. Before, in Tibet, there were monasteries holding the Vinaya like this. Likewise, we see this in Chinese histories. In any case, my reason for sharing this is that we have strove to make the behavior and rituals of the Vinaya an important part of the Kagyu Monlam. I want to encourage you to continue to make effort here, because conduct and our increasing our understanding of it is one of the principal conditions for the Monlam going well. It is said that there is not one aspect of conduct laid out by the Bhagavan Buddha that we are unable to perform. It just comes down to whether any individual is going to do it or not. The second point I want to make concerns some other important news from last year. That is, my requesting a meeting with Gyawa Tai Dorje. This was widely reported, and afterwards, I had an opportunity to clarify what happened. You may wonder why I'm taking this opportunity to say more now. I want to say that the main purpose for having the meeting was solely for the benefit of the teachings and beings. I am always working in this respect. In general, people say that I'm a Karmapa, a Buddha, a Bodhisattva. They say what they say, but when I look for myself, all I see is an ordinary being with the afflictions and faults. Others think I'm free of faults and endowed with all qualities. In any case, whatever afflictions and faults I may have, I have obtained a precious human birth. Not only that, I have the excellent opportunity to connect with the teachings of the Buddha and to be of benefit to sentient beings. So I feel that I must make effort to use my body, speech, and mind in this regard. I do have enthusiasm at all times for this. Not only do I have enthusiasm to do so in this life, but I also wish to be a benefit to the teachings and beings in all my lives to come. Now, I don't have confidence that in the future I will take rebirth in some Pure Land. But wherever I do take birth, be it as a god or a human in the higher realms, or as a horse or a donkey in the lower ones, I aspire to never forget my faith in the three jewels. Likewise, may I never be separate from a mind of love for all my parent sentient beings. Further, now, due to the power of karma, I have a connection with the victorious Kagyu and the unequal Drogon Kagyu. And within this tradition, I have received a bit of the Buddha Karmapa's compassionate blessings. And because of this, or based on this, may I never be separated from the blessings of the cities of the Kagyu. And may I never forget the name Karmapa. If that much can happen, I feel like my mind would be at ease. Thinking like this, I aspire that the teachings of the Kagyu in general, and especially the teachings of the Kamsang, not be split into two sides. I make wishes that things will go well in this regard. The virtue of one session I dedicate like this for the benefit of the Buddha Dharma, and in general, there's nothing greater than that. Likewise, I hope that this contributes to the well-being and happiness of beings. Further, I aspire that in the future there be no reason for the Kamsang to become split. So I wish that there be no disputes of the reincarnations of the Karmapas and the heart sense. It's possible that many people won't understand the reason and the purpose for... I'm sorry, this is different than the audio we were giving before. So His Holiness is saying that in his life he's experienced many types of difficulty, and everybody does experience difficulties. Each person needs to have trust in those around them. As for me, as I said before, I will continue to work for the benefit of the teachings and beings. I think about this all the time. Now at this 36th Kagyu Monlam, now that it's been excellently concluded with virtue in the beginning, middle, and end, as I said before, this is principally due to the compassion and the kindness of Gyatso Rinpoche, and also due to the kindness of all the tukus, lamas, kempos, acharyas, and the ocean of Sangha who were able to assemble here. I want to thank you all again. I also pray that I'll be able to actually attend next year's Kagyu Monlam and offer my service together with all of you who serve in various ways.
Our second number will be the nuns from Palmo Chuki Dinkhang Nunnery in Bhutan, singing the melody of the three jewels. The next item will be the Chenrizi practice, benefiting all beings throughout space. led by the chant masters of the Kaju Monlam. The fourth item is the Joyful Aspiration, written by the Jamon Karmapa, Origin Trinle Dorje, and sung by the monks of the Vajrabhidya Institute from Trungpa Monastery and the nuns of Pamla Chuki Dungkang Nunnery, Bhutan. Then the fifth item on our program will be the melody of the Mani Mantra, sung by the women of Nesham, the sacred site actually visited by the Lord of Yogis, Milarepa. We hope you enjoy this program.
紧接着第二个节目是由不丹竹德尼寺所唱诵的三宝歌，第三个节目是由噶举大祈愿法会维诺师所唱诵的四臂观音仪轨，第四个节目是由创普佛学院及不丹竹德尼寺共同唱诵由法王噶玛巴编曲的吉喜愿望之歌。第五个节目是由自在瑜伽士弥勒日巴尊者油画之圣地念香地方弟子们所唱诵的六字大明咒，请大家敬请欣赏。
Zerim Tama Marme Monlam.2019 Gyawang Chogi Songla Jende Dantil Om Benzara Aloke Hong Shebe Kapso Sangme Marme Shache Dantil Tendun Tangwa Chembe Gone Marme Monlam Songna Warshu.
To conclude this evening's program, we'll now recite the actual lamp prayer, the Marme Monlam. Please repeat the words of the prayer after the Jawang Karmapa. And when he says the words, Om Benza Aloke Ahung, please light your lamps and recite the words of the Marme Monlam.
点灯祈愿正式开始，请大家带着虔诚和欢喜的心，跟随法王噶玛巴念诵3种语言的点灯祈愿文，跟随念到 Om Benza Aloke Ahung 的咒语3次之后，请大家一起点亮手中的灯，再跟着一起唱诵。谢谢。
탐지기 네 제는 나와르쇼 마르메네네 동숨기 동체부 지된 함기 쿠르요당 냠브르 교르지 동부네 리게보 르럽잠도 교르지 머쿠네 타이 가수 잠도 교르지 장안에 상계리지 뇌도 통주르레 중어라 교르지 외기 시베제모 맨셰네 나르메베 냐와 옌체기 머리베 문바탐지 살네 초주 상계당 전주선배 신감탐지 의숨도 통신 세월 교류지 May the ball of this lamp become equal to the outer ring of this world realm of the great 3,000. May its stem be the size of the king of the mountains, Mount Meru. May its
oil field, the surrounding oceans in number may 100 million appear before each and every Buddha. May its light dispel all the darkness of ignorance from the peak of existence to the incessant hell, and illumine all the pure realms of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, so they are clearly seen. 愿灯具成为等同3000大千世界，愿灯柱仅成须弥山王，愿灯油仅成汪洋。此灯之数，一盏得现于每尊佛前。愿此光明消除三有顶以下无间地狱以上所有无明之黑暗。愿十方诸佛菩萨之净土皆得显明清界。Om Vajra Aloke Ahum Om Vajra Aloke Ahum Om Vajra Aloke Ahum.
탱데 거주 몰람 체모 탱 소주 반데를 야왕조 경의 샤소마게 장 깔로를 남대당 찰시게 나와 셔송 통마르 개발라 nenjoran dema to sanje nyambar mji chone rongkong ka jube phachu chakshin ganga me kate tang jamgen jawe jasap chung koshir chimbo chone chomden de jawa jasu torbang samongon de jobe pardo gyawa ngwishir jamgen jawe jasap chung koshir chimbo chone jo kadambe phachu lojong dende me kate sami gyo likpara kurbe gone molam chemo ni de tang 타마르 게왈라 야왕 쪽이 깔로부 까딘 제왕 온드르웨 말메 몰람제 자기 착수의 기관에 조 용수 트베이 라리앙 로제마르 야초 얍세 세르샬 렌직든 점에 터니 동공 까지베 몰람체모 탱수드 반데시 낸드르 소주 용베 몬딘 시기 서바 망갈람
Though the Jiawang Karmapa was unable to join us in person at this 36th Kaju Monlam, following his guidance, we first had the virtue in the beginning, the pre-Monlam teachings given by Chapje Sanje Nimbarubuche, and the foundational Dharma text of the Kaju lineage, the Ganges Mahamudra, and the empowerment of the five deity Jawa Jamso, bestowed by Goshri Gyaltsab Rinpoche. This was followed by the virtue in the middle, the 7 days of the Kaju Monlam, featuring the teachings of Goshri Gyaltsab Rinpoche on the foundational text of the Kadampa lineage, the 7 points of mind training. This evening, we have had the virtue in the end, the Marme Monlam, which began with a special message from the Jiawang Karmapa, 17th Jiawang Karmapa. Bringing to a close this 36th Kaju Monlam Chenmo, we pray that next year, the glorious 17th Jiawang Karmapa and his hard sons can all gather together for the 37th Kaju Monlam Chenmo, and that all of you can join us once again. Sawa Mangalam.
此次第36届噶举大祈愿法会，虽然法王未能亲临现场，但遵从其嘱咐，初善前行课程，由瑜伽成就者桑杰拈巴仁波切教授噶举要法恒河大手印，尊贵国师迦查仁波切授予圣深佛海红观音十子灌顶，中善尊贵迦查国师仁波切教导噶当派要法修心7要为主，而举行7日大祈愿法会。后善由法王珍贵教授做前导之点灯祈愿法会，皆已圆满告一段落。谢谢大家的莅临，并愿来年，也就是在第37届祈愿法会上，法王与法子僧俗二众能够相聚一起，共同修持第37届噶举大祈愿法会。愿一切吉祥。Sarva Mangalam。
Karama